Welcome back, Game with King family, to another F1 Manager 2022 video. Today's video, we're going to be doing our Japanese Grand Prix. So we're going to be going to Suzuka for this one, the Japanese Grand Prix, and we're going to be seeing what we could do. All right, so we are currently leading the Constructors Championships, and we're leading the Drivers Championships as well with Lewis Hamilton there, and we have 4 more races to go to the end of the season. So we should be doing good. We just need to outperform the Ferraris and the Red Bull, especially the Ferraris at this time, so we can continue to keep our constructors lead and hold off our driver championship lead. All right, so let's jump on into our race. Remember to smash that like button, guys, if you haven't already done so. Come on, tap that like. Let's get some likes on this video.
From the Suzuka circuit
Here we
in
go.
Japan. This unique track is a favorite home for motorsports, and it welcomes us back this weekend. Get ready for exhilaration and speed with the Japanese Grand Prix. Drivers will battle it out this weekend on the snaking turns of Suzuka, the only figure-of-8 track in Formula One. High-speed downforce will be the name of the game here, if teams want to secure a place on that podium. With the season nearly concluded, time is running out for the team. Can anyone make a last-minute breakthrough? Can the leading drivers hold on? Only time will tell. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
All right, so we're about to jump on into, oh man, I did not select my goals. Man, that's going to be a lot of money lost. But anyways, we have this one at least. All right, so let's go into free practice. We're going to be jumping into our free practice session. If you have not seen our video on how to get the most out of your free practice session, make sure you go check that out so you know exactly what we do in free practice. And with that said, we're going to be jumping into our free practice session and get the most out of our session. All right, guys, so there we go for the free practice 3. So though we did not get the best time on the time screen, we did get our actualization for Lewis Hamilton to 100% and set up at 95% and 15 out of 15. George Russell actualization 100%, set up 97%, 15 out of 15. So we did well in our free practice. Make sure you check out our video on how to master your free practice session so you can get the most out of your drivers in free practice. All right, so let's jump on into now qualifying and see what we can do here. All right, so here we go for our qualifying session. Make sure to check out our video on how to get the most out of your qualifying sessions, as we don't really go through the qualifying in every video for the sake of time. So we're going to be jumping through our qualifying session here, but we do have a video sharing with you guys what we do on qualifying, so how to send your drivers out so they don't go out into traffic. So make sure you go check that out so you know exactly what to do in your qualifying session. So let's jump back into ours and we'll see you guys at the end. Alright guys, so there we go for our qualifying session. Charles Leclerc is getting a grid penalty here. We see Lewis Hamilton qualifying in P4, George Russell P5. Max Verstappen crashed out in qualifying, so he's out in P10. And Leclerc getting a grid penalty, so hopefully it's a 5-place grid penalty. So hopefully Lewis and Russell will move up to P3 and 4 respectively, and we'll get a good start. All right, so let's jump on into the race.
Drivers are strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. These past few days, Ferrari have been absolutely thrilling their fans. Now let's see if they can make the Tifosi proud by capitalizing on that grid position. We've been having sunny weather here today, but there are some clouds looming that might complicate things for teams further down the line.
But now it's time for the team's cunning to emerge and for the driver's talent to shine. Let's see what's in store for us at the Japanese Grand Prix.
Alright, here we go for the Japanese Grand Prix. Remember to smash that like button if you guys have not yet smashed that like button. Let's get some likes on this video and let's jump straight into the Japanese Grand Prix. Alright guys, so here is our strategy. We're going softs and mediums for Lewis Hamilton, and then we're going to go in mediums and hards for George Russell. Alright, so let's jump on in and see what we can do for the Japanese Grand Prix.
I don't want to tempt fate, but there are quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid. And here we've got Lewis Hamilton. Starting in third place, they're in a really good position for this race. And here we can see Russell. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. The teams are ready to go. The drivers are warmed up, they're ready to go here at the Japanese Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Alright, first thing I want to see is what tires. Oh, everybody started on softs. George Russell is the only one who started on mediums. So that will be very long. That's going to be a long stint for George Russell on his mediums. Lewis Hamilton on Perez, on Sainz here, attempting to go down the inside, did not work out. Alright, so George Russell holding his position, really nice. We're going to let him drive. We're not going to tell him to back up the pack. We're just going to let him drive naturally and hold his position from there. Alright, as we will farm that DRS train with the front runners. We see Charles Leclerc got in a grid penalty and he's starting at the back of the pack. We see Max Verstappen already up to P8 from his P10, or did he get a promotion to the start? I'm not sure, but we'll let Hamilton stick with the front runners here and George Russell maintain. So everybody's on softs, so we expect them all to go to pit before Russell. All right, let's look at our tire deg. Hamilton's soft tire deg is looking good. We're gonna go for a one stop with him, so we're gonna kind of save on tires with Lewis here. So we're gonna keep it right there on regular driving, and that should be good enough to save those tires. Right on those 3 bars should be good enough for Lewis to save those tires and stick with the pack as well. Right, as you can see, they're down to 89% on tires, so it looks like they started on some old tires while we started on some brand new tires. All right, Hamilton a little bit behind Sainz here, so we want to keep him within that 1 minute section so he can get DRS. He's pulled away from George Russell so far. Let me see. Oh, it's on the lead. Wrong board, guys. Wrong board. That was on leaders board. Wrong board. All right, so we're within DRS with both our drivers as we wait for DRS to be enabled at the end of this lap. 53 laps it is. We're definitely going for the one stop here. Tire deck looking good. Those mediums to hard looking good. Hamilton mediums, we might have to save a bit with him when we decide to go to his mediums. So hopefully our one stop is extremely strong here. Hopefully. Russell kind of dropping back from Hamilton. We want to keep him within DRS of Lewis though. So Lewis kind of pulls him along in his mediums. As we see Gasly kind of dropping out of DRS on Alonso, which is good news for us. So the front runners will pull away when they do have DRS. and we want to leave those back runners in the back. So we want to kind of cut up Russell to overtake here,
Overtake will be available.
and we want to increase that pace just a little bit so he gets back within
So use these
DRS
tyres.
of Lewis Hamilton. So we're just going to let him push them just a little bit so he gets back within DRS. We see Hamilton. We're going to go overtake with him.
Press overtake.
So he closed that gap. All right. Russell now back within DRS on Lewis. Lewis back within DRS on Sainz. Sector 2 yellow flag. Somebody crashed so early. Oh, car run wide. All right, running wide. Yeah, we don't really need to see Joe running wide. Hamilton pushing. Russell within that DRS zone. Pulling away from Alonso as well is George Russell. And here comes our first DRS. And that should close down the gap. And we can now cut back Hamilton to harvest or neutral. But he gets the position on Perez. And Russell also have the fastest lap there. And we're going to cut him back down to neutral. Let's cut to neutral.
So stop and charge.
But Hamilton lost back the position to Perez. I thought he got that position from Perez while Sainz picked up on Perez. Yep, Perez on Hamilton. Let's watch that.
So let's look at this. There's Sergio Perez.
So Hamilton squeezed in front there, but Perez had the better line. So he got the position. Alright. Alright, so Hamilton on Perez, George Russell on Lewis Hamilton. Alonso now outside of DRS on George Russell. So we'll keep Russell pushing on those mediums, a little bit aggressive. We have enough to go a little extra with George. So we'll let him push on those mediums. Yeah, we can now cut up to overtake with both drivers.
Overtake is available.
So when they hit that DRS straight, they should be in a very good position to possibly overtake, especially Lewis Hamilton to overtake Perez. All right, looking good. Here comes Lewis now. He's gaining, not as much as we want, so he would not make that position. So we could cut him back down to harvest, and we'll cut Russell back down to harvest as well.
Yellow.
Schumacher spun in turn 16. Let's watch that.
Right, watch this. There's Schumacher.
He just lost the rear there. He just lost the rear, and he has to wait for all the cars to go back past before he can come back on the track. So he's back at the back of the pack.
Okay. So no need to charge the pack.
All right, so we finished up with our charge.
No need to charge.
Okay.
We'll just let them drive. All right, so Russell, let's cut him back down to standard, as he's now within that DRS train. And we just want to keep both drivers within that DRS train and let them do their thing for a few laps. So we're going to be speeding it up for a few laps. Let's watch those tire degs. 79% and 78% for the front runners. We want to keep a close eye on that. Here comes that DRS as we pull away from Alonso, who does not have DRS. There goes those rear wings wide open. pulling away from Alonso and following the front runner. So we're going to speed it up a little bit for the sake of the time on the video, as right now we're just going to be in this DRS train chilling. So let's go up to lap 10.
Accident.
All right, so somebody crashed, it seems. So yellow.
Copy.
We can
Norris
take a look
crashed.
now.
Let's take
Now
a look at
just
that.
Take a look at the McLaren. They've
Ooh,
lost control, and there's the crash.
yep, damaging that front wing.
The team
Doubt that's
are
going to be. I
really
doubt
disappointed with
that's
that.
going to be a virtual
Let's hope it
safety
doesn't
car.
set them back too badly.
His car should be drivable. So let's keep speeding it up to lap 10.
Let's take
Charles
a look
Leclerc
at the replay.
spinned out.
Okay,
Let's take a
here's
look
the
at that.
Ferrari.
Ooh,
What a spin out!
yep, that was crazy. All right, so we're up to lap 9, still within that DRS train with both our drivers. Russell bringing Hamilton bringing Russell along. Russell sticking with Hamilton as Sainz and Perez trade places for first place. All right, what I'm considering is to go a little bit slow on Hamilton tires. Let me see, that tire dead is looking extremely close. Extremely close. We should be able to make it though, as we're right above our tire deck right there. We're right on that line, so we should be able to make it. All right, both drivers now on DRS. You see George Russell kind of dropping back from the front runners on their softs. Hamilton hunting them down. Beautiful driving from our guys. 65% is where their tires are. Ours are at 72. So I think they're going to be doing a two-stop, guys. I definitely think they're going to be doing a two-stop. Let's see if we could go light on our tires for a few laps. And we want to see how slow is Lewis going to be once we're going light on those tires. And another safety car sector, yellow flag.
We have another yellow flag.
Here's the
Verstappen.
replay. We're
Let's see
just
that.
watching the Red Bull. There
Lost
it
the
is.
rear.
That's where they spin out.
Lose a few positions there as well.
And that was a bitter blow for the team. And
I'm
it may
hoping
have
that none of
really
my
hurt
cars
their
spin
overall
out. None of
chances.
these Mercedes spin out. Let's hope. Alright, so let's see the time if Lewis is losing a lot of time while he's on light on the tires. Alright, so yep, he is losing time. He's not losing time really fast, but he is losing time. So we're gonna bring him back up to standard. And we'll keep him right there on standard and let him close down that gap to Perez and Sainz, who are battling it out for P1. Yeah, we just want to stick behind them. So when the time is right, we will get that pounce on them. Let's speed it back up for a few more laps. All right, guys, it's lap 15. Carlos Sainz have gone to pit. So Sainz is in pit on his softs. He went to pit with his softs. Let's see, 51% is now on Perez, while Hamilton tires is down to 58%. So his tire deck is really bad. Lewis Hamilton's really bad. But we're not gonna go to pit just yet. We're running those for the next 6 laps. Even if we have to go light on his tires, we're going to be running those tires. Let's see what tires Sainz came back out on. Another set of softs. So Sainz came back out on another set of soft tires, so he's going to be definitely making another pit stop for some mediums, I would think. So this is definitely a two-stop race for these guys, while it's a one-stop race for us. As you can see, Lewis' tire deck is right above his strategy now. His tires are right above, so they're looking good. 49 for Sainz. For Perez, they're looking good. We're not trying to push our drivers around in front. We just want to chill at this time. Behind them, Lewis Hamilton seems to take the lead right there from Perez. Alonso now in pit. Gasly going to pit as well. So nice pickup there from Lewis Hamilton.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Let's watch that again.
Take a closer look. Now, just watch the
DRS,
Mercedes
both
here.
Mercedes. Fully DRS. Perez, no DRS. Flying away is Lewis Hamilton right there.
Get past, which
Great
moves
pick
them
up
up
there.
a position.
So it looks like our strategy, or one-stop strategy, will be really strong here, guys. Because if these guys are doing a two-stop and we're doing a one-stop, that leaves a lot of room for us. Alright, so Sainz flying, putting in some fast time here to catch up. He's 21 seconds behind us, the leader. He's putting in some good lap times on his softs. And we're just going to let Hamilton keep driving to our pit window. Russell on his mediums are going to be going extremely long. So that's incredible. Great strategy here. 6 laps to his window, 5 laps to Hamilton's window. I think we're going to go to pit with Hamilton earlier than we would want, because Carlos Sainz is catching Hamilton really fast here. And we would want to go now to aggressive on these tires, so Hamilton can go banging some laps. Yeah, let's do it. Let's let him bang in a few laps. Perez now in the pit, so we're gonna let Lewis bang in a few laps here and try to bring Russell along with him. Alright, so we're gonna go a bit longer with Russell. His tire deck is looking extremely beautiful, so we're gonna let him follow Lewis here and see if we can bang in some laps. Alright, so let's bang in some laps with both drivers, since we're out in the lead with nobody behind us. Alright, Ocon 15 seconds behind. Perez back out in front of Carlos Sainz. So beautiful stop from Perez to get back out in front of Sainz. There he is, right in front of Carlos Sainz. Yep, so Sainz is right on him, so he's going to have DRS on Perez. But we're going to try and bang in some laps here and see if we can create at least a 25-second gap to Carlos Sainz or Sergio Perez. Alright, so we're looking for a 25 seconds gap. So we're just going to be banging it in right now, using these tires to the extreme. Let's speed it up a bit.
You're fastest man on track.
George Russell, fastest man on track. He'll now overtake Lewis Hamilton on his mediums. So they're going to be playing trades at the front. With Russell in front, I think that's basically going to slow up Hamilton a bit. So we kind of want Hamilton to be in front. We'll keep banging in those laps. Yellow flag in sector 3.
Oh, we've had a spin.
Ocon has gone to pit. Perez spin out.
So
let's watch that. Perez spin out. Right, but oh man, ooh, damages front wing as well. So we should be seeing him going into pit. Sainz is now the main person that we need to create that distance on. 21 seconds on him. He's coming. And Russell is basically slowing up Hamilton at this point, because we're gonna let Russell slow down. So and let Hamilton go, because he's basically slowing up Russell at Hamilton at this time. So we're going to push Hamilton to overtake George. And we're going to let Hamilton go, all right? All right, so let's cut back George now up to aggressive. So he sticks within DRS on Hamilton. Hamilton pit window is now open. 21 seconds. So if we go to pit with Lewis now, it will be early, and he will come out in P4, says the trajectory. P4, 28. I think he's going to come out in front of Perez. Definitely think he's going to come out in front of Perez. Definitely think he's going to come out in front of Perez, guys. Another car spun. Or did somebody run wide?
Big crash here.
Oh, it's a crash.
We can take a look
Albon.
now.
Let's take a
Now
look.
watch this. Here's the moments involving Albon.
Locked up. Slammed into the wall. So doubt that's a safety or a virtual safety. It should just be front wing damage to his car. Let's kind of slow Russell down a bit here and let Lewis go. Push these tires. All right, we're going to go one more lap and then we're going to box Lewis Hamilton because we're not getting the distance that we need on Perez. All right, so we're going to box him after one more lap. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send Russell to attack to burn his tires down to pit. 35% on tires for Lewis. And we're just going to go deploy this lap because we're going to be boxing him this lap. So we want him to give it his absolute best. And we're going to box him for mediums. And we've entered Russell's pit window. What happened there with Lewis Hamilton? Did you guys see that? Oh, I guess it's the thing under the car because we saw a lot of sparks there a while ago. I was wondering if it's something to do with the tires. All right, let's cut him down. Let's look at the sectors. Yep, so he's not getting the fastest sectors. We'll save back that fuel after our pit stop. Let's go up to the big map. Call up signs is all the way around there. I think Lewis should be able to get in and out before call up sign. I strongly believe so. That he's going to be able to get into pit and out before call up signs comes around. Didn't we activate his go to pit orders? Yes, we did. Just wanted to make sure. And he's now pulling away from George Russell, who we're going to set on aggressive now.
We're going to push hard.
And we're going to push that fuel as Lewis now goes to pit.
Reduce, lift and close.
Copy.
All right, here comes Lewis now in the pits. Call it signs coming down the straightaway. There is signs. We should get out before him though. We should. I strongly believe we can get out before signs comes by. I strongly believe Lewis will be getting out before signs. There is one car in the background, a lap car, and we haven't seen signs in the background just yet. And there he is. There he is now. Here comes Lewis, back with his foot on the pedal. Beautiful, beautiful, just beautiful. And we're gonna cut back that down to neutral. Just beautiful. We kind of want to go a bit light on these tires because these tires need to bring us to the end. So we want to go a little light on them. And we don't want to go too much attack on George Russell because I don't want him to drop off. So we'll just keep him right there to his pit window, and then we'll just go a little bit light on these tires of Hamilton's because we want to bring these tires to the end. Sainz will be going back to pit, so we're not worried about Sainz. Catching up to Lewis here. Just want to be light on our tires. All right, and let Russell bang in those laps. So 22 seconds is George Russell to Carlos Sainz. And Sainz soft tires are down to 65%. So we expect him to go to pit for some mediums. As George Russell puts in these laps. Let's go attack.
So push hard.
And cut down to balance on the fuel. Crash. Another car just spawned. Which car was it?
Yellow.
Ocon.
Let's see what happened.
Let's watch
there.
that.
Now have a watch of
Ocon
this.
spun.
Looks like Ocon.
Ooh.
What a spin!
Yep. Barely tapped the wall with his front wing, so I think that would be minor damage.
So to lift and coast.
Copy.
Alright, so we want to harvest as well with Hamilton. So we're going to cut him down to harvest so we save a little on the ERS. As Sainz catches up. There we go. And then we'll keep pushing or Russell. Keep pushing Russell. Sainz now within that DRS zone on Hamilton. Because we're harvesting and we're light on our tires, because we want those tires to go to the end. As you can see, they're going to be dropping off at about lap 50. So when we reach lap 50, you want to be way above the trajectory on our tires. George Russell burning these tires now. Alright, so this lap is going to be his go to pit lap. And he's now 22 seconds off Lewis Hamilton. So let's bring him into pit. And we were supposed to be going to hard tires for him. Let's box in for his hards.
So box.
And Sainz now all over Lewis.
Yes,
Alright,
box.
so we're going to speed it up after George Russell box. We want to see where he's going to come out. Let's take a look at the big map here. There is Russell all the way around there. I think he should be able to come out in front of Hamilton. If not, he's going to be coming out right in front of Perez. Is where I think he's going to come out. Hamilton getting passed by Sainz because we're light on these tires. Plus we're harvesting, so we're going to cut that up to neutral. So he could try and stick with Sainz here.
Ferrari advance the race.
Let's watch
position.
that overtake.
Let's take a look at the replay. Let's have another look.
Oh, DRS.
Sainz is the focus here.
Around the outside, down the inside, and all the way down. Cleared Lewis nice and early. Beautiful overtake there from Carlos Sainz. Alright, so we're going to try and stick with him, so we'll have DRS in the next lap. In this lap, right behind him. Tires are getting hot, says Lewis. And we're on light. Alright, we'll just keep them on light. And we'll keep him pushing behind Sainz and that back marker. Hopefully this back marker moves out the way and don't slow him down. There you go. So Sainz don't get to pull away from him. As Russell is now going to be going into pit. Alright, so let's see if George Russell is going to come back out in front of Carlos Sainz. Let's see. Lewis Hamilton kind of dropping way back here outside of DRS. Oh, let's keep him going. Alright, so here is it. Alright, so we haven't... Oh, what a nice pit stop. 2.7 from the team. Great job. We didn't see Sainz in that background. There. No Sainz. No Sainz. No Sainz. So George Russell back out in the lead of the race. There is Hamilton. Sainz pitted. Did Sainz go to pit? What happened to what happened to Carlos Sainz? Wasn't Sainz in front of Hamilton? It looks like Sainz spun out. Oh man, we didn't see it. That was the yellow flag that they were talking about. We didn't see it. So Sainz seems to have spun out. Perez on his medium, so I guess he's going to be going to the end on those mediums. But it seems to me that Sainz spun out. Oh, we want to be a little less aggressive on those tires, George Russell. Thank you. All right, Hamilton 2 seconds behind Russell. Perez 5 seconds behind Lewis. All right, let's bring those tires up to standard on Lewis.
Big lock up there.
Lock up from Albon. So we're way out in the lead here, guys, and our tire strategy has been completed. But Sainz look like he spun out. Looks like Carlos Sainz got a spun.
And we'll push.
Looks like Sainz got a spun out. As you can see, Lewis Hamilton trajectory is right above that line, so he should be good to go to the finish. And George Russell has more than enough to go to the finish. So this one looks like a strong 1-2 finish. Alright, for the sake of the video, we're going to add some speed to it. Alright, here we are, lap 32. Lewis Hamilton has gained on Russell, while Perez has also gained on Hamilton. We're going to cut Russell up to aggressive here, as we kind of want Russell to be in the lead. Kind of want Russell to win over Lewis Hamilton, so we don't have to pay Hamilton 2.7 million in bonus fees. So I kind of like when Russell win over Hamilton, but he's gonna do his best to catch him up, and if he does catch up and get past, then that's all right. But he has to do it on his own. We're not going to be helping him, and we're going to give George Russell the best opportunity to win. Carlos Sainz now back in the pit. There he is, going to change his softs for his fresh mediums. Let me see where he's going to come back out. Here comes Max Verstappen, Alonso, a lot of cars. I think he's going to come out behind Gasly. Oh, they're in the pit as well. Verstappen and Alonso are in the pit. So Ocon is the only car that stayed out. Gasly also went to pit. So that saves Sainz his P4 position. But Ocon then take that position.
Boxing.
Yep, Verstappen boxing. Yep. We're way out in the lead. Perez is our main wonder right now, not Verstappen. And our job was to outperform the Ferraris. Leclerc up to P6. That's a very nice drive from Charles Leclerc to be up to P6. But I think he's going to be going back to pit on those mediums. Let's see. Alright, so Perez 4 seconds away. Hamilton and Russell almost closing down the gap to take the lead. There is Perez. There is Lewis. And there is George Russell. Alright, so we're going to keep put a little more speed on it for a few more laps. We'll be back at lap 35. Alright, we're back. Lap 35. Perez now 3.5 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. George Russell still holding off Lewis Hamilton. Have a 1.4 second lead on him. And George Russell should be gaining up on some back markers pretty soon. Hopefully he could get them within the DRS zone, or he's going to get them before. Alright, so let's see if he gets them within that DRS zone, so he gets some DRS to pull away a little bit on Lewis Hamilton, and see how we could go from there. Alright, or will Lewis Hamilton get the DRS off of these guys? There he is, seeing Russell right up the road. There is George Russell. Will Hamilton get DRS off them, or will Russell get it? Let's see who will get it. Alright, Russell closing in that gap. There he is, right on them, so he's gonna get DRS right after this corner. Lewis Hamilton almost on him. There goes DRS for George Russell, and that's going to help him to pull away a little bit from Lewis Hamilton here, who does not get any DRS. Alright. Alright, so we're going to speed it up a little more for the sake of the time of the video, and we'll be back at lap 40.
Got a car stuck on track.
Alright, car stuck on track. A car is stuck on track, and that should be a safety car.
Yellow, yellow.
That should be a safety
Sorry.
car if a car is stuck on track.
Here's the
Schumacher,
replay.
let's watch
Now
that.
just focus on the Haas.
Oh, it's that same
Something went
corner.
very wrong there.
That one looks a little dirtier than the rest. So no safety car. So I guess he got the car back running. So no safety car. Russell now passing another back marker. Perez now 2 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton on softs. Wait, when did Perez put on softs? Wasn't he on mediums? I don't know, but I thought he was on mediums, so I don't know when he put on those softs. So he'll be going back to pit. So this should be a 1-2 race for us. We should not have any problem, as Perez on softs will be going back to pit. Let's see if Hamilton can close down the gap here and get DRS. Yes, he did close down that gap. Another car just run wide, and he should get DRS here. There it is. Tsunoda running wide. Perez now in the pit. There he is going into the pit while Hamilton pulls away. Oh man.
Perez in the pit lane.
Yep, thank you. That's good information. Very, very good information there. And our tire deg, as you can see, we're above it with Lewis Hamilton. So we're gonna cut him down to light on those tires again. So he just drives very light on them. Our tire deg for George Russell is okay. We could keep going with him, and we're gonna speed it up to about lap 35 for the sake of the video. All right, guys, here we go. Lap 45. Hamilton now 4 seconds behind George Russell, while Perez is 22 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. Oh man, that's just epic how far these guys are. So these guys went for a two-stop strategy. There you can see everybody went for a two-stop except for Norris and Stroll, who seems to be going for a one-stop, and we went for a one-stop strategy. So we managed to pull off a 1-2 victory here for our side. All right, so our team did great. As long as nobody spins out or crashes, we are good for our 1-2 finish. All right, so let's speed it up to about lap 50. All right, guys, lap 51 it is. Lewis Hamilton now 8 seconds behind George Russell because we have him on light, so he keeps his tires in check to go to the end. Let's look at the tire deg. As you can see, Lewis is way above his tire degradation. All right, Zoe running wide there. We really don't need to see that, while George Russell is on point on his degradation. Lewis Hamilton is right there on point as well on his degradation, and we have 19 seconds lead on Perez. So yeah, 1-2 here for our drivers. Definitely a great race strategy. The one stop, if you have not raced on Japan yet, the one stop strategy is absolutely the strongest strategy you could use for Japan. You could go medium hards or hard mediums if you'd like, as the rest of the guys are going to be going for a two-stop strategy. So you using a one-stop strategy here at Japan is absolutely devastating. Alright, absolutely. As you can see, Perez all the way back here, all by himself. Nobody signs, all the way back here, all by himself. Now he's going to be lapping somebody there. Verstappen, all the way back here, all by himself. Russell, all the way back here. Not Russell, Leclerc. All the way back here, all by himself. Ocon. Alonso. Gasly. Let me see if I find George Russell lapping anybody. Ricardo. Magnussen. Norris. Zoe, Vettel. Mick Schumacher is about to be lapped by, that looks like Carlos Sainz. That's about to be lapping Mick Schumacher. Let me see who's behind Mick Schumacher. in a red car. There's Mick Schumacher. Yep. Who's that? Leclerc is going to be lapping Mick Schumacher. All right, so it's Leclerc and Vettel. So who's this? Who's that? Stroll? Oh, it's Lance Stroll. So Mick Schumacher and Stroll here. There goes Leclerc. And he's on the blue flags. Schumacher here to move out the way. Get out the way, Schumacher. And he goes by Latifi.
And then is the last one.
And we see Albon. So nobody crashed out here. And we are on our final lap with George Russell. As Lewis started his final lap just yet. Let's see if we could get the fastest lap with our drivers. Let's see, we're gonna go deploy and deploy.
Let's lift and coast.
Let's see if we can go for the fastest lap with one of our drivers. Let's watch those sectors.
Let's lift and coast.
Alright, so Russell, yellow. Lewis Hamilton, yellow. Let's see if we can get purple and purple, middle sector, and the last final sector. Let's see. So we nursed our tires to the end. Beautiful run from both drivers, and the one stop definitely is the strategy here for Japan. And there goes Russell with a purple middle sector. Can Lewis Hamilton go purple middle sector? Nope, he goes green. So George Russell is looking good for the fastest lap. Let's see if he gets it. Yep, purple. Yep, he gets it. He gets it. Fastest lap, George Russell. Yep, Russell fastest lap. He gets it. Great run from him. Great run from Lewis Hamilton as well. Let's watch our victory from George Russell.
Russell finishes in first place.
Beautiful drive.
What an achievement! Sometimes you take the incredible skill of these drivers for granted, but not today.
Where is the celebration from George, the speech from George Russell? They need to add in some speech for George Russell, you know? Lewis always gives a speech to say thank you to the team and stuff. There it is.
So we have checkered flag now.
It's a long way to go, but let's keep pushing, guys. I believe in you.
See what I'm saying?
We can do this.
Lewis always give that celebration. What happened to Russell?
Battery at the moment.
Can't Russell say something celebratory as well? Guess they need to update a few things like that in the game. But yeah, let's move on to our celebration screen. Perez P3, Sainz P4, Verstappen P5, Leclerc P6. All right, so great drive from all teams.
And here today, George Russell making British motorsport proud.
There we go. There we go. Well done, George. And as I said in previous videos, the celebration pack is they should like add a thing where you could like earn coins throughout the season that you could use to purchase like celebration packs. That would be nice. And for people who don't want to wait for the season to be completed to earn the coins, they could just buy the celebration packs with cash, or with buy coins and buy the celebration pack with that way. So that would be a nice little feature to add on there.
And after all that hard work, surely it's time for them to enjoy this moment.
There we
This was
go.
a good weekend for Mercedes, with the results to match.
That's right.
Yep,
the
so
team
we're
really
leading the
deserves to
Constructors'
celebrate this
Championships,
success before looking
and
ahead
we're
to the
definitely
next
leading the
round.
Drivers'
After
Championships.
an
George
intense
Russell should
weekend,
move up
the team ends
in his
first
Drivers'
place in the
Championships
Constructors'
as well.
standings.
Coming up next, we'll be crossing the pond all the way to Texas for the twists and turns of the United States Grand Prix.
Oh, the US Grand Prix coming up next. All right, so there we go. Great race from George Russell to get the fastest lap in the end there as well. There we go. George Russell moving up to P3 in the Constructors' Championship. Lewis Hamilton way out there in the Constructors' Championship, 320 points in front of Carlos Sainz. As for that was the Drivers' Championships. As for the Constructors, Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes, as you can see now, pulling away from Ferrari, who had not the best race a while ago, but yeah, strategy pays, and we used our strategy there to give us the win. All right. All right, George Russell gaining a development point there, so that's nice. And there we go, all our experience gained, and our rookie driver also gained some experience as well. 230,000 is our lost for bonus to George Russell. 4.9 million is our payout. All right, so let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this one. Use code word bonus clause down below to let me know that you made it to this portion of the video. Really appreciate you guys who watch the full videos, for all your support. And that's basically going to be it for this one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Well, good guys. Bye.